They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Fields on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. This defense for the Vikings, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Fields throw complete here to Kmet. And it's a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out. Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Here's 2nd and 10. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. They go play action here. Mon. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Off the play fake, Mon. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Mon. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From his own end zone, Fields. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On 1st and 10, here pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd. Another try after the first down sack. Fields flush to his right. And the pressure gets to him again. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
He finds his man, complete. That's Dawson. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. From just shy of midfield, Mond flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Here's Mond. Going deep downfield for Ross. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. No score after 1 on EA Sports. On 1st down, it's Montgomery. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Fields now to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Danielle Hunter showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taking it about the 16. A field flipper there, a 47-yard punt coupled with a loss on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. Left side, Cook. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Bond going to throw it. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it a 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And this will be a Vikings 1st down as good running gets him to about the 44.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mond out of the shotgun. That'll be complete to Cook. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. Cook able to escape, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Mond now off of play action. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Give to Cook out of the gun. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Mond looks to throw. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had 1 pick. It could have been his 2nd, but instead it's 4th down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this will remain a scoreless game. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way...
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the Vikings 17-yard line.
He's not going to get me. Under 10, under 10, 10.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Blankenship's kick is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Well, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. A good run there to start the drive. 13 yards, first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a run with Cook. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears weren't realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A final shot before the break. Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. On second down, it's Cook again. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
First down, here's the run with Cook. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Smith catches left side.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. They'll run it. Here's Cook. They find some open field here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Santos with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Frank Clark able to run him down for a loss of a yard. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now it's Fields. He finds his man complete. That's Hudson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Fields going to get this to Montgomery. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields eluding the pressure right. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Here's Fields. Flush to his right. Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. Cole Kmet, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears draw a bit closer. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. Trying to run it in with Montgomery. And he'll get in for the 2 points. So that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Going deep downfield for Ross. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped them there, but not to be.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Mon. Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. Stops shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They run it again with Cook. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 119 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And it's 3rd down.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the 1st before he's brought down. Mon to the air on 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
I'm glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll dump this off to Cook. Oh, what a juke into space. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 27-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
Back now at Soldier Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Mond looks to throw on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Goes right back to Smith again. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. They'll try again. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete here to Kmet. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Off the option, here's Montgomery. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win. I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. To throw is Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. From the 50, here's Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Back to throw, Fields. That's complete to Robinson. And finally down he goes. as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 176 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a second down, but they are in field goal range. Another truck.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Cook running right and fights through one man. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third down, Dalvin Cook. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
But he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run for it with Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll try to run this one in. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come and have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Santos with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And one last throw here for Fields. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Chaz Surratt. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for Minnesota, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.